GM, everyone, and welcome to another episode of FOMO Hour. Today is Monday, October 20th, 2025. Folks, last week was a little bit rough. Thursday was not terrific. Friday was not fantastic. But this weekend was kind of wonderful. Our crypto coins are rebounding nicely. And today we're asking, is the bottom in? Or is there more pain ahead? We're going to break it all down on today's show. We got Farouk in the house live from London, I believe. Mando is in the house with us as well. How you guys doing?
GM, or good morning, as they say here. Right, Mando? Dude, we said it. When the weekend came in, Degenz ping got nothing on me. I said, sell gold, 1017. Buy Bitcoin 1017. Here you go. My gut health has never been better. Well, maybe after yesterday's pop crawl, it's a little not as good. But we said it. You got to listen to FOMO Hour.
Absolutely nailed it. You love to see it. Amanda, GM, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good as well. I'm always better when the board is lit up green. And nice weekend. A little surprising. My expectations were low. I will say my expectations were low headed into the weekend. The Bears had their footing on Friday. Folks were calling for KBM side the bet.
Yeah, where are we now?
The Bulls back.
Brother, we're back right in the middle, and it's like $300,000 volume traded.
Wow.
So
this market literally. This looks how much KOLs are going back and forth on their predictions right now, doesn't it?
You're 57% right now. It's back in your favor. It's insane.
Oh, well, I think we kept that. We didn't head lower. That key level was like on the moving week average was, where is it right now?
1025 roughly.
Yeah,
we held it.
Yeah, just above 100K basically, and we held it. Interestingly, we kind of went back to that previous level of support, above that previous level of support as well. Like, this is why it's really difficult. This is why the timeline system is a complete shambles at the moment, because we're like dancing around all these very key levels, it looks like, for like trend following. So a lot of trend followers are like, it's completely over, and then we're so bad. I think it's pretty interesting. Like that 108K level looked like it was like officially over, and then we've now bounced back above it. So now, I mean, I don't know what to make of it. I still have the same positions I had for a while, which is Bitcoin, and Athena had a good weekend, which is nice. The coins that we spoke about, actually, all the revenue-based coins that we thought would be good have bounced the strongest. So
yeah, they did all right. Let's say, because I do want to get into it fully in your market report. Before we do, just quick rundown. What are we talking about on today's show? So we'll go through Mando's market report, catch up on all the action from the weekend. Looks like Trump may be backing down on some tariffs. China talks are going a little bit better. Markets are liking that. A new $1 billion Eat That spinning up. Base goes down this morning, along with Amazon Web Services servers. OpenSea, we got big news out of Devin Finzer in the OpenSea token. So we got to spend a few minutes on that. Hype getting flipped in perps volume. Both Lighter and Aster now squarely ahead of Hype in the perp space. Stripe's tempo raise, a Mr. Beast crypto platform, and then prediction markets at new all-time highs, flipping the election levels from 2024. So that was a notable milestone. We'll talk about all that and more before we dig into it. Shout out to our partner, Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect powers billions in volume monthly across wallets, apps, users, and institutions. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at the checkout. If you want to learn more, follow at Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. And of course, YEET, we've got some YEET action at the end of today's show as well. I think there might be some issues with the yeeter board, so we're going to do a question, so we'll be working on that. But stay tuned and make sure you're in the Kick chat for that one at the end of today's show. Amanda, if you're ready, let's get into it.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
GM, everyone. So yeah, we kind of already just spoke about it, but it was a bit of a head fake, it looks like, or at least the market's rallying. I think there was a lot of the timeline giving up, it felt like, over the weekend. I continue to think we're going to be in a chop here until Santa comes and saves us. But yeah, people, like I said, we're at some very key levels of support and resistance, which have been like kept for the whole cycle. And yeah, all I can tell you is that the timeline will get it wrong. So I don't know what to. It definitely felt like they were giving up on Friday. In terms of the stuff that's rallied the most in altcoins, there was some headline over the weekend, which is the top 50 altcoins are now trading below where they were during the FTX crisis, which I thought was pretty wild. But there has been some green shoots. Like we said, they were throwing the baby out with the bathwater with some of these altcoins. Pump Fund bounced very aggressively. Is back above $4. There's some headlines about them potentially doing some sort of internet capital markets move. Hyperliquid back up to 39, definitely one of the strongest at the L1s. ETH probably the strongest out of the majors, still holding above 4K at the moment. That's kind of the only one that still looks like it's kind of in a longer term bullish trend. Athena was another one we spoke about in terms of generating fees. Went all the way up to 0.5 actually, and then dipped a little bit after. Looks like Andrew Kang got liquidated on his long on that one. Then the stronger ones have generally been privacy or a couple of AI coins. ZEC back to 250, so that's been one of the stronger bounces, and then Tau, which is the AI coin, the training one. That's been on a bit of a run, all the way back up to 440. So decent run in a bunch of those. A lot of altcoins are just kind of bouncing off. I don't know if they look great, but they're definitely bouncing from getting obliterated. And we're going to see where they end up.
Yeah, and basically all the charts look pretty, as we were just flipping through, they all kind of look the same. And that's because we had a pretty rough bottom on Friday. And maybe we dig into it a little bit here. So when Bitcoin hit 103.5 on Friday, I guess that was Friday morning. I guess I thought that was in the afternoon. That was a rough one. I think that's when folks were really starting to think like we're going sub 100K here. KBM's right. We're in for max pain. And it seems like your view is we're not out of the woods just yet. But much nicer to be chopping around 111 than chopping around at 103, right on top of that edge of support.
Yeah,
so
for sure. I still think we're like Bitcoin is still broken down on some of the medium term time frame sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. You kind of need it to get back above like 115K for it to kind of really look like we're turning back up. And that's why I still think we're in this kind of bit of a chop period. But it's a good sign. It's a good sign that we didn't just smash through that 50-week support. And the rest of the market looks fine again. Like stocks up again, gold up again. People are running out of excuses for why crypto might be underperforming, it feels like.
Seems more and more evidence out there that it is the longer term ancient whales selling and continuing to sell, aligned with the 4-year cycle theory, and they're dumping here. But yeah, you mentioned the broader markets. Stocks are bright green. The Nasdaq's up 1% here today. It seems like the new macro news from this morning is there's more optimism that the U.S. government shutdown is going to end this week. So I think we pumped a bit on the government shutting down, and they already telegraphed that we would probably pump the government coming out of that. And it looks like we might actually get that. So that's going to be one to watch this week. And now I guess we're not that far out from FOMC. That's going to be next Wednesday or Thursday, and it seems the rate cut is virtually a lock at this point. 98.9% chance of a cut. So it would be a massive surprise not to get that. Then we had our good friend, the creator of the Bollinger Bands, John Bollinger, coming out.
Yeah.
Saying this weekend, he's spotting the W bottoms on the Bollinger Band charts, but for ETH and Sol, and notably not for Bitcoin. And says going to be time to pay attention soon. I think I haven't dug in a lot, but from what I understand, anecdotally, he doesn't make these kind of calls very often. And the last time he did it, it was right before a huge rally in ETH, I believe.
Yeah, I went from 2,100 to like 44,000 plus. Yeah, it was 2,160 to yeah.
So is ETH the play over Bitcoin for the near future for Q4?
Dare I say it? Are we gonna say it? See, no, I'm kidding. Actually, though, I want to ask you guys like on that because I was at golf with Ovi when the world was going to zero. Like we were just looking at the price, and we're driving, and it was like 104, no 106, 105, 104, 103, and then Ovi Harold and I, okay, phones away, phones off. And I bet you that by the time we're done the 18 holes, we're gonna have bounced. It happened. So you're welcome. But the question here is if Bitcoin and these like ancient whales that are all selling their coins, it's just gonna keep going down because that sell pressure. Macro's looking great, gold's up, everything's good for risk assets, more rate cuts, the economy's great, government's gonna open again. Like maybe this is the last setup for the last massive blow off top, and you're gonna have a massive run on ETH and stuff. No, like. And all the other, not all the alts, but some alts, like, I don't know. Is that the right setup? Isn't that a good setup for this?
Look, my honest opinion, a lot of people have said this, we've got one last blow off top. My honest opinion is it's not going to be like that. I think like we're actually talking just about like an extended cycle of just it going higher. We're so used to the concept of a 4-year cycle with a blow off top that's what we think is going to happen. Like, do you think people who are looking at the stock market are like, oh, we're going to get some sort of blow off top? Or do you think they just look at the stock market and go like, it's just going higher?
No, it's like an obsession in crypto, right? And I agree.
It's an obsession that we will have some sort of blow off top. And I think there is this debate right now that if 4-year cyclists / OG Bitcoiners are like they know something macro that we don't know. But the rest of macro is just like, I can tell you right now, nobody in stocks, nobody in the bond market, nobody in the gold market is talking about OG Bitcoiners. They're not like this group of people that like can call macro. So I think within our world, it's like, oh, it's maybe foreshadowing some big macro event that's about to happen, but nothing else is showing that. So that's why I just, and then the idea that it would be a blow off top, I think it'll just be an expectation that we are not going to be in a 4-year cycle. And I've said it a few times, I think by December we'll definitely know.
So do you think that these OG Bitcoiners, right, that are massively selling, like I think, Tyler, you had the stats pulled up. Like it's clearly there's mega sell pressure from OG Bitcoiners. There's no questions about that. Do we believe that they're selling because they are OGs and believer in a 4-year cycle? Or are they just selling because, let's be honest, like we've drifted so far away from the cypherpunk vision of Bitcoin from 10 years ago now. Crypto has become fully institutionalized. You have Jack Dorsey, who, by the way, he's Satoshi Nakamoto, tweeting like Bitcoin is not crypto. Brother, it's become one. Like, what do we make of it? Do we think they're selling because of that shift? Like crypto's fully institutionalized now.
That's a good question. But I don't think that's why this. I think they're selling because of the 4-year cycle.
Really?
OG Bitcoiners. Okay. Let's work out who are OG Bitcoiners. Like they're either miners, or they're kind of like cypherpunks, or they were drug dealers back in like 2010, right?
Dude, I wish I was tripping on acid 10 years ago, dude. I would have had so much Bitcoin.
I wouldn't say they're necessarily like macro experts, but they know that every 4 years they're meant to sell Bitcoin, and that they've nailed it. So I think
True.
they're just coming in and doing that. I agree that there's some sentiment around the idea that crypto has gone more mainstream, but that's been the case for a while. And I don't think that's what's driving it right now. I think it's just purely the 4-year cycle stuff. And we can see it in the data. And everyone who's involved in that flow is telling you that's what's happening. Then I think everyone who's on CT puts some big like macro overlay on it. And I just don't think that's the right call. So
Okay.
Yeah, I do think that it's time to be like the next month. I reckon could still be a bit volatile, but just because of how jumpy everyone is. But I don't think we're particularly risk on at this stage. Like for this to be the top, it doesn't feel like it. You know, like last November, last December, that felt like a top, right? Coins going to $1 billion. I want as little stables as possible because shit's just going wild. Like Bitcoin breaking out of a multi-month level of resistance after Trump goes in. Like you wanted to take as much risk as possible. It doesn't feel like that at all.
No, I mean nobody has money anymore.
I think you can make a strong argument that the crypto cycle basically topped in January with Trump coin, and that institutions have propped up majors with the DATs and the ETFs across 2025, but on chain has basically been in a bear market with descending roller coaster loops. Like if you look at the last 10 months, like post Trump, so we had AI blow off in November. Well, actually, that went through January, November to January. It all meme coins blew up with Trump. Then Libra happened. We've had a handful of small metas. We had the launch coin come out that went to a few $100 million. We had a small BNB season one a few weeks ago. Creator Capital Markets lasted a weekend. And yeah, there's been a handful of good alts launch. Like Hype had a nice run during this. Pump debuted. But I mean, not really much else on chain.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. I think it's well put. I actually think you're probably right on that. We have had a bit of an altcoin season. Obviously, Bitcoin dominance dipped it a little bit, but it has been a pretty ugly period away from that, particularly for anything on chain. And the revenue meta kind of came in and it became a bit more TradFi-esque. I reckon my gut here is like I said, the cycle is not over. If I think back to the times where I wish I'd bought and wish I'd bought more, it is generally times like this. Mm-hmm. And it's generally when it looks like we're rolling over on some of these longer term trend metrics. And a lot of people are saying it's over. But when it's really over, you don't have the time to get out.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And maybe because I've been a bit more defensive, I've been more in Bitcoin and other things. But like when I remember Bitcoin at 69K or whatever it was, and then it went out, like it was violent getting out of that.
Bro,
and ETH went from 5K to 4K to 3K to 2K to FTX all the way down to that. It was like, oh my God. And there was no bounce to get out. Like this feels to me like a bear trap. Even if some of my like trend following metrics are telling me, be a bit more cautious here. Like just the feeling of it is like everyone's giving up. And everyone's looking for the macro reason why crypto is trading like this. And maybe it's just a big opportunity and we'll look back and say, that was it. Like when everyone was giving up in October, that was it. And yeah, that's That's my gut. Like, I do think last time we broke down on some of these trend metrics, I said it yesterday, it took us about a month. It was like in February, we kind of broke it down, and then we bounced out of it by April. It was late February. So it was about 6 weeks, and we broke out of it last week. So I kind of get the feeling that it's like mid-November, late November, that we kind of get out of this, and then maybe some like more fear in that process, but it just doesn't feel like a top.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it as well. And we see exactly in the fear and greed what happened, right? It basically bombed in February, and then it lasted another 6 weeks through the April tariffs. I think in hindsight, it's going to be fairly obvious that like the October 10th liquidation cascade, and then like the near term fallout from that marks a local bottom. At the same time, it's hard to think we're totally out of the woods yet. So I think that's why everyone, even the bulls, are a little like cautiously optimistic here. And yeah, we're not probably just going to V-shape to new all-time highs straight away. But if 1035 was the bottom last Friday, I feel like it'll be obvious in hindsight. And I'm also like personally bullish that we're getting near extreme fear with Bitcoin over 100K. That feels pretty good. Right? I mean, the last time we got to extreme fear was in the 70s and 80s. So we're starting from a higher level.
I think we just the day that we just turbo nuked on a depeg of USD and all that stuff with Binance and all that stuff, was just fast rip down, and that was probably the best thing that could happen to us. I hate to say it, but it's like it ripped so much leverage off the market. And I think what happened this past weekend, so a week after exactly, isn't always like this. Like you go down, you fill the wick down, like people capitulate. They had to make some money. Like we bounce, they sell. Market makers are still, Wintermute had this. Did you guys read that post where Wintermute kind of explained the situation they were in after?
I
what
missed
happened? The thing went viral over the weekend. Yeah, so it was a whole tweet, and I think Evgeny did an interview and said they got really affected by it, and so because they got ADL'd on exchanges, not hyperliquid, like exchange ADL'd them aggressively, and that cost them a lot of money, and so they had to remove positions mostly from meme coins and stuff, right? That they were market making, and so that's one of the reasons there you saw meme coins go down 60 to 80%, and on the way back up, these guys are deleveraging, they're removing the positions, they're moving the buys, so it's you still need to recover from that, right? We weren't just gonna go back up to $125,000 Bitcoin in 3 days. And so I feel like we got a leverage wipeout 2 weeks ago and a full capitulation on Friday. And that was great for a market reset.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We're seeing the perps markets reset a little bit. I've been a little surprised with Lighter already violently back, flipping hyperliquid. And Lighter recipient of a decent amount of FUD. Their exchange, I believe, is down during the liquidation cascade on the 10th. Now Aster being reported again on DeFi Llama, so they must have found a more reliable way. So Aster number one on the day, then Lighter, then Hyperliquid. In the last 7 days, Aster up top, then Lighter, it looks like. What are we thinking about Aster here? I feel like the wind is out of the sails a little bit from the raging Aster bulls. With the prices kind of hanging out just above $1, and I'm starting to see some capitulation from folks who got in early and don't want to round trip the trade. I'm going to cut. If you got in at 40, 50 cents, you cut it here, take your 2.5x, say nice trade, and look for the next one, or do you hang on with this one for a while? Because the price action has been pretty rough ever since that first run. But the metrics tell a different story.
Looks okay here.
Looks like he's finding his bottom. I think I was looking at it this weekend because I had to reassess my position. Who was I looking at it with? Was it Ovi? Danny? I forget. We were talking about this. If the stats are this good and DeFi Llama at it again, because they're pretty ethical with their shit. They're really trying to give you the best source of information because they are one of the best sources of information, to be honest. You're showing me these stats. These are bullish stats. I was just looking at Aster before the show. I think it's fine. I'd like to see it go back in the 150 range though. But when everything was recovering, Aster once again was putting double-digit percentage gains, like from its bottom. Like it went all the way up to 120. So I don't know. I don't know what you think, Mando, but I look at the little things like that and that look good to me.
Yeah, I still have a position in Aster. I think it looks slightly bottomy here. Yeah. I don't know if it's like, it doesn't feel like the strongest alt anymore, or even the most volatile. But sometimes that's a good sign. I think the airdrop's over now, right? And
Yeah.
or at least it's going to be close to being over. They got listed for Binance Spot.
Robinhood.
And the metrics are still pretty decent. It seems like an okay risk reward here. Like, do you think it's going to go below 10 billion? I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at it from the lens of like, what's one of the more easy like 50% gains from here? Like Aster back at 180 wouldn't really surprise me by any means. And what other alts have perhaps a faster path to a 50%? Maybe Pump's on that list. I mean, Pump up nicely off the bottom.
Yeah, I think Pump, like maybe I was I guess clearly 24 hours too early last week when I said I like Pump, and then the market took another leg down. But Alon's back to tweeting just in time, Mando, the end of the Jewish holiday. So maybe you're right on that one. But there's the charts usually tell a story, boys, and people are filling, and then Tim Draper launching Draper TV on Pump Fun. Multi-billionaire, which I'm assuming he was in the round or something, or else why would he do it on there? I'm just saying something's coming with Pump, and I have no information, but the charts are speaking, boys. The charts are speaking. Look at that. They're telling you something on the charts. I'm telling you.
They have the Draper TV real quick. I didn't trade this one. I missed it. It's basically because it went from 2 million to 15 million in like an hour. And now it's been kind of chopping back down across the weekend. But Tim Draper effectively launching a TV stream and along with it. So I thought that was interesting. Also some chatter on potential Pump airdrop. I think there was a spike, maybe not a huge spike, but it looks like December 31st. Oh, yeah, a pretty big move. 40% on Saturday, went all the way to 77 and back to 60. So 50% move in the odds of a Pump Fun airdrop by the end of the year. I guess not on huge volume. So take that all with a grain of salt, I suppose. But there was some chatter about some airdrop confirmations. That would be quite interesting. In other airdrop news, we got to talk about this.
It's a perfect time, by the way. Just quickly, like, you were talking about that airdrop the trenches need, Tyler. Pump Fun's narrative is perfect for this because Pump Fun is the trenches fucking platform. So like that would be crazy, and it's literally at ICO price right now. Like literally, it's at smack $4 billion. Like this is the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm my balls tingle about Pump Fun. I'm telling you guys, like something's going on. We're gonna clip that for later, and then I'll be right. I hope. If not, we delete it.
The trenches need an airdrop. It looks like meme actions maybe kind of leveling off. It's not just going straight down by any means. Yeah, maybe you can see some a bit of a rebound in some of these metrics here. Doesn't look fantastic by any means. But
they're not doing it on BNB anymore. Feels like. So we've said that a few times.
There's going to be another Solana runner.
So here's the thing. If you look at volume, though, the volume is definitely all on BNB. So if you look at DEX across, like when I checked this morning, it was like 13 out of 15 were BNB. Now it's a little bit more like maybe 11. But there aren't the crazy daily runners by any means. Like there's a some, like whatever this meme is up 100% to 360 million. We'd have to run it through the translator. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but Solana is not seeing it right now. Volumes are pretty low for the most most part. I'm not really seeing much get past 10. I guess Draper TV went past 10 briefly last weekend, but nothing's making huge moves. Oh, neat. How about neat? I haven't really checked in on this one in a while. Wow.
What?
Not in employment, education, or training. Neat. That chart looks pretty good. This might be the one that makes it out of this this bear.
Wait,
There's
what?
always out of it, right?
Holy shit!
And I don't own any of this, so I'm not talking my book. I did previously.
Wait, that's insane.
This thing looks good.
What?
Making all-time highs in a bad bear meme market. So might have to take a look
This
at
is great though. We need a runner. Like we haven't had a runner. I think only Whiff on Soul managed to go crazy. Like it's crazy to me. I guess the signs were there when Fartcoins couldn't go above $1.5 billion to two. Like that was the meme coin. It was perfect, and we were convinced it was going to Whiff levels. Like the fact it couldn't go, maybe that was a sign. But we need another runner. Like it would be great right now if a runner spawned.
Yeah, we do. Do we think that Fartcoin bottoms in, or more pain to come?
Sure, hope so.
Gosh.
How much more pain? How much more pain do you want Fartcoin holders to go?
I mean, the last bottom held at
starting now, dude.
21 cents was the last bottom. So it would be nice to hold 30, 32. We'll certainly see. We got to talk OpenSea. Big OpenSea airdrop news, but it's not coming soon. So that is the takeaway. Devin Pinder came out on Friday, gave a pretty long post here and saying that the C is going to be coming from the OpenSea Foundation, but Q1 2026. Folks were upset by that, of course, but some pretty other good news in this announcement. So full 50% of the supply is going to the community, with more than half up front. So at least 25% is going to be at the community airdrop. That seems pretty strong. They also said 50% of revenue at launch is going to be going to C buybacks. Also confirmed that somewhere in this, they said it's going to be a combination of current traders along with the OGs. So they are going to reward the 2021 era NFT traders in this, or else they know that the folks would likely riot. They alluded at some additional utility coming, some staking as well. But more farming to come. So probably another 4 or 5 seasons of these little mini sprints, more chests, more quests to come. Curious, Froko, I'll go to you, and then maybe curious for your reactions to this.
I'll go run.
Maybe as a trader, thanks for joining us. Wearing maybe your trader hat, NFT trader hat, more than a founder hat. What were your reactions to the here from Devin?
Unsurprising Q1. We said it on the show too, right? Like I feel like we talked about, like I feel like we kind of we call it was Q1. Like we said Polymarket, MetaMask, OpenSea, all Q1. I mean, kind of sucks. I wish it was Q4, obviously. But I'm one of those people. Every time I see an employee from OpenSea 2, I always fuck with them. I'm like, when token. So I love taunting them too. But I'm also thinking, like, who's the net buyer of this token?
That's always a question.
No one's buying NFTs. Like OpenSea, credit to them. Masterclass in like trying to regain momentum, mind share, volume, relevance. Like there's clearly been a good shift at OpenSea, and Devin's done a good job at that. Hiring good people, blah, blah, blah. Like I know things are going well. I just don't see any volume in NFTs. I don't know anyone buying NFTs. I swear.
Yeah, which is fair.
I wish it were different. I love NFTs. Yeah. So,
but they've also effectively transitioned into token trading, and it's now
true,
90,
which is good.
90% of their volumes. And granted, grain of salt, it's farming volume.
Farming. I was gonna ask, farming volume or not?
It has to be, and I don't have the data, to understand how much of that is real versus farming. It's not a controlled experiment by any means, but like what they're trying to do is they're trying to utilize incentives to try to get some sticky users who will continue to trade tokens on OpenSea beyond the farming period. The bull case. So who's buying?
Farming it? It's okay. Yeah.
Here's the reason to be bullish and to say like who would buy this. So we know there is going to be a post airdrop farming program. So 50% of the tokens are going to the community. Around, is it over half? So at least 25% are going on the airdrop, but that means another 25% are coming down the line, which means volumes are going to stay up for a while. As I mean, if this is $1 billion token, that's $250 million up for grabs. So that's a big prize pool. And why that matters is they're doing the buybacks. So if they're able to keep the fees up via these incentives with the token carrot in front of everyone's face, and they've got the buybacks, I mean, now you're talking another utility coin play, right? This is another revenue generating protocol.
Yeah.
It's got, pretty, the brand value on CT may be a little bit lower than elsewhere, but I mean, broadly, I think OpenSea, folks know the name, right? It'll be a big name.
You know what's
Debuts.
You know what sucks? Like, and it's 100% because of the Biden administration. They should have done a token in 21, right? And they probably would have, had it not been for, they got a lawsuit, right? Didn't they get it also, like, alongside everybody else? Letter from the SEC. Like, an OpenSea token in 2021 would have hit like crazy. Like, we're talking like billions. And now they're kind of stuck trying to figure out how this token works. I'm sure even they're thinking about, wow, like, we're going to need to find the buyers. And we're gonna have to figure it out. I'm really curious, man. I mean, then it's just the other tokens, like I said, revenue generating. So what? The only utility is A, get users on OpenSea using more farming. B, use token incentives to get them trading. C, use revenue to burn token / buyback. That's all there is. That's fine, right? As long as it lasts for a long time. But that's kind of what crypto's become, right? With these coins.
Yeah.
It's like most utility of altcoins. So we'll see. I want this to do well. I need this to do well. And I think, it will actually. I don't know. I feel like they're executing things right. So we'll see. How did the chess thing go? I saw a lot of fun about it.
The chess were a little weak. I think it was another time where folks had their expectations way too high. They thought like they were going to get like 100% of their fees back in these chests. And then some people got 25%, some got 5 to 10%, and they freaked out. I think it should have been where I think maybe OpenSea, I think they may have led folks on a little bit. Like they hyped the chest so much. Like had it been a little bit more of like a check your wallets, here's a fun surprise for you, I think that would have been received very well. But because people were farming specifically to get these chests, because the token's now so far out, I think folks were a little bit more let down. And it'll be curious to see how the second wave volume compares to the first, because folks went really hard for the first. They got let down. Does that mean we're going to see a dip? And now we also know farming is going to go for a while. So folks who maybe were doing a final sprint ahead of what they thought was a November TGE, now it's probably a March TGE, if we're being honest, right? Like it's Q1, but I'm thinking it's probably end of Q1 is where I would.
No, stop it.
Place my wager.
If you're listening to this and you're doing a token in Q1 to everybody else, don't do it March 31st. Please. January 15th.
Yeah, you have to be wrong. I'm not connected right now. I'm just curious. Like, I thought I saw something along the lines that there's room for 6 chests, which means like 6 potential farming phases. So that would be quite a bit. But I think I shared my thoughts on Friday reactions. I think if you want to have a valuable OpenSea airdrop and C token to be valuable, I think you have to root for OpenSea to continue to grind up their market share, grind up their metrics, to paint a compelling picture for why, to your point, why someone would want to buy the token. They need to have strong volumes. Like they need to be the clear leader, and then they need to have other reasons for folks to buy. I think the buybacks were a very smart part of this announcement, and 50% of the supply of the community. I mean, what else do you want? So I think they're doing a lot of things right with this. I took it away as net bullish. So we will continue to see. 10, 15 minutes left in the show. We got to talk prediction markets for a bit. I feel like we haven't had a chance to chat too much about it, you and I, over the last couple of weeks, but some pretty significant trends taking place right now. I mean, this is one where the chart tells the story. A picture says 1,000 words. But folks, if you haven't seen this yet, last week's prediction market volume across the major players has officially flipped the November 2024 election high. A milestone that if you would have asked me in December of 2024, the likelihood of this, I would have put it at like 5% or maybe 1%. I was that far on the other side of this happening. And I think this has been pretty incredible to see, just straight up and to the right growth right now. And it's all the platforms too, right? Like MYRIAD is clearly experiencing this right now.
Yep.
October is going to be a huge month for MYRIAD. Polymarket now crossing $1 billion in weekly volume. Kalshi's right there as well. So they're battling.
Dude, it's crazy.
How are you feeling?
Crazy. Yeah, I'm feeling fantastic. Every week I got on the call with a bigger and a bigger and a bigger person. I can't say too much, but it's crazy. Like, it's insane. Like, it's really, it's big. And smart money and smart people are starting to see that it's not just going to be Polymarket and Kalshi. You know, like, yeah, I tweet about this a lot, right? I talk about this a lot because everybody at first was talking about this. It's cool to see, man. I love it. I think the prediction market space is still very early. I mean, it's a multi-trillion-dollar industry in the making. Trillion with a T. There's no questions asked about that. So it's gonna be big. Yeah, what are we at now? 28.3. What are we looking like?
Oh, I just had it worked on my other window here. There we are.
You know what it is? Dune stopped working with VPN. Oh, there you go. 13 mil. Yeah, wild. Just our user growth is really good right now too, because we're focused on, like, yeah, you have a few users doing a lot of volume and stuff, but you want like DAU, MAU, and so we're getting there. We're getting there. So very happy about TVL. Also keeps grinding up, and we have a few tricks up our sleeves. So we have a few embeddings coming up. We have a few partnerships lined up. More chain integration. So it's gonna be good. That Mando market's killing it. I love that. I want to do more of that.
Yeah, it's been a fun one. So clearly leaning into that, and that's a nice little niche because we know like these crypto Twitter bets happen fairly frequently. So it's a way for, like, if there's an escrow service along with a way for participants to bet on it themselves in whatever size they want, I think there's going to be real demand for that. And then clearly these sentiment markets are people like
people
them.
love them.
Right?
I mean, they're pretty in line, right? They're actually pretty in line. Like, if you want a fear and greed index, our market, if you like, you'll see like there was a huge spike down, right, when the market was tanking. So it's a cool experiment. We wanted to experiment with this because, like, well, if people are just gonna farm it, then it may not be a real sentiment market. But then when the market tanked, it went down, and I was like, okay, so maybe it's working. So these are the perpetual sentiment markets are really fun. And getting a lot of volume. What are we at? $5 million volume on up and down? Wow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that one's the clear leader. And then
wow.
Trump approval rating, that's an interesting one. I think that's generally in line with where the polls are. I haven't checked specifically in the last couple of weeks, but I think ballpark that's around where it is, around 45.
It's around where he's always 44%. Yeah, he's been that for a minute.
So
it's working.
You love to see it. It is a very interesting time indeed. It feels like I'm trying to think of the term. It's like crossing the chasm to the point. Like, I think a lot of folks have known about prediction markets for a while, at least known what they are, but now it feels like they're becoming into the everyday vocabulary. And like you're actually like seeing them everywhere. You're seeing more and more folks talk about them. Like they're being included on NFL broadcasts. Tom Brady's talking about it. So it feels like there is a shift.
Yep.
Happening.
They're just gonna get bigger, right? It's just a snowball effect. Like it's disrupting too many different industries at once. It's great. It's disrupting media. It's disrupting gambling, sports betting, that whole area. It's disrupting a lot of different industries. And the fact that they're getting embedded into wallets, to exchanges, like it's about to become too big to fail, right? So
And this is before
that's all about-
Polymark's even live in the US. And I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's still on the MYRIAD roadmap as well, right? So there's
Yeah.
still there's big
takes
catalyst.
time.
There's
Yeah.
the US launch, likely the near term catalyst, and then you've got token question mark across a lot of these platforms as well. So I
Yeah.
have to imagine that would be a bit of a catalyst as well. So there's a lot still on the table for this sector. So got to feel good about where it is. We could go through a few of the other headlines from the weekend. I mean, it was definitely a more quiet weekend. This was one to touch grass indeed. Most of the news really came from Friday. We've talked about Stripe's new payments-focused blockchain Tempo. The headline from them, they did raise $500 million at a $5 billion valuation. So
Wow.
they're coming in
God
hot.
damn.
And they also poached a top Ethereum Foundation dev. So Dankrad Feist left the Ethereum Foundation to help build Stripe's Tempo blockchain.
Wow.
That was notable. I think Dank Sharding is named after him. So a pretty significant hire there. I think a couple quick takeaways from this one. A, Tempo is going to be a force. And then B, are more of these traditional, TradFi fintech powerhouses going to come in and poach top crypto native talent? And is that another trend to watch here for the coming years?
Yep.
And I don't know what the takeaway of that is necessarily. I still think more talent, more players around the world putting capital into building out the crypto ecosystem is a net positive. But taking talent away from the Ethereum Foundation, does that hurt Ethereum? Maybe a bit, right? So it'll be an interesting trend to continue to follow. This one kind of caught me off guard. Mr. Beast has filed a trademark for his own crypto exchange in payments. Mr. Beast Financial. It looks like it's not a done deal just yet, but this Mr. Beast Financial will be a crypto exchange, payment processor, banking, and insurance services. He still needs to register with FinCEN. He needs some.
It's so random.
Some approval. So it seems like this is still very early stages. But wow, Mr. Beast trying to get into the banking / crypto game. So one to watch. Then Arthur Hayes is looking to scoop up some crypto infra and analytics firms. Spun up a new $250 million private equity fund. They're going after, again, just some medium-sized firms to build out their broader portfolio there. What caught my attention for this one, it just kind of reminded me, not necessarily this type of acquisition, but are we going to start seeing more of these smaller DATs acquired? As the DAT trade continues to be a bit of a rough one. I'm sure some of these smaller players struggling a bit. Will we see some acquisitions come in that space? So we'll see. That was really the roundup of most of the bigger news. It really wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah.
Mega ETH bought 4.75% of their tokens back from early investors on Friday. That was somewhat notable. I think we're going to have Brett on the show on Thursday to talk more about what Mega ETH is doing with their ICO. Over in the NFT strategies game, there was a new launch on Friday. Chimpers, the Chimp Strategy token launched. Looks like it's hanging out around 2.76 million, almost 3 cents. So early buyers on that probably doing fairly well. They should be up. Punk Strategy has dips. I mean, it's up off the local bottom, but it has been clearly in a downtrend. No other real way to put it.
How many punks do they have?
31 punks, 70% of the way to their 32nd.
What the fuck?
Multiple times where we thought a bottom was in with a rebound, and then more sell pressure has come. So we'll see if 64 million will hold as the bottom here. Nice to see a bit of a rebound. I think my broader view on these, and I'm still holding Punk Strategy, I'm still holding Vibe Strategy as well. It's hard to see these go crazy without some kind of an NFT rally. Like you need the momentum from these NFT ecosystems of these NFTs actually selling and doing the buyback and actually running this whole flywheel thing for these tokens to really pump. And I just don't think we're going to get that NFTs until macro flips a little more bullish. Like folks are still pretty anxious about this broader macro picture right now. I don't think they're going to start aping down the risk curve and piling into the NFTs just yet. So without that NFT bit, I think it's hard to see them just going, leveling up 2 to 3 to 4x in the near future, but maybe can form a bottom. So we'll see. Still alive, but down from local highs. Certainly. I think that takes us through most of the talk points. Maybe it's time to do some YEET and give away a little bit of money here today.
Let's do it.
So I think we need to do a question today.
Yeah, I got the questions.
Okay, perfect.
We got a few questions that Charlie's got. Let me see. Yeah, so you have to be YEET user on the FOMO hour to win. We check. Once ever we're gonna ask. You're gonna have to give us your YEET username if you win, and make sure that you go to Degenz Live, kick.com/Degenz Live, and you reply in that chat. I'm also gonna open the chat to make sure that I read it live on. There you go. All right, so okay, let's go with one. Okay, cool. All right, question. Tricky one. Look, I love how people are giving answers.
Oh yeah, they're relentless in the chat.
All right. What sport was Farouk playing during the market dip on Friday?
Great question.
Oh, we got an answer.
I think it's A Patel.
Right?
A Patel 42.
Is that
That's
it?
what I'm saying. Oh man, Diego was so close. A Patel got Diego by like a second.
It looks like you're right. Hold on. It was golf. Wait, there's so many answers. Holy shit. A Patel. Yeah, A Patel 42. And he's gifted us a sub and he's a 2-month subscriber. Look at that. A Patel, give us your username, your YEET username,
42.
please.
Yep, A Patel 42 is his YEET, looks like.
Yeah. And Pilates, you fuckers. Oh, fucking Pilates. Fuck y'all. Oh my god. So funny. All right. Well, I left that there's all the badges too on the Kick chat, like when you go on Kick platform itself. Okay, so I'm gonna have to share. Let me see if I'm logged into YEET on Mozilla. I don't think I am. I may have to move to StreamYard. Yeah, hold on once. Because if I share, I'm trying to figure something out here. How do I share? Is it a whole window that it shares? Oh, I can do it. Okay. Do you see the YEET screen right now?
Now I do. Yep. I can pull this up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can see it, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Because I can't do both at the same time. Okay, cool. What do we want to do for him?
I think we play Lamb Chop.
All right. All right, Patel, tell us where you want to go. Tell us where you want to go. So you already made $500. Congratulations. You won $500 already, which is bagged for you. And you have 2 shots at 250. Oh, it's not loading.
He says to the tracks. Yeah.
To the track.
While we load, Patel, do you want to go easy? Want to go easy mode?
There we go.
I think we probably, let's do
it. All right,
easy,
Patel.
Yeah. Easy to the tracks.
Easy to the tracks. Let's go.
Let's run hot.
All right. I love how the first one is always slow. Okay.
All right.
Here we go. Okay. Okay, he's good. He's looking good here. Hey, Patel looking good here. Hey, Patel looking good here.
We got a little bit of a lag, so we're behind you. But yeah.
No, really?
All right. So now we see we've got 2 spots left. All right.
There is a lag. There is a lag today. Okay. Okay.
Oh, all right. We made it to
Are
the
you guys ready?
tracks. Sorry,
What do
folks,
you
for our lack
Catch
of
up, keep going.
yelling,
We
but
did.
we were lagging. So
Sorry,
what do you
the
want
lag
to
is broken
do?
up today. Like,
Hey, Patel, you can choose to cash out. You can go one more. Oh, he says one more. All right. All right. I would do one more as well. So I'm fully
he
signing
says
off.
one more?
Yeah, he says one more. One more than cash out.
Okay. But Whoa! Yes! He made it.
Oh, he survived
Did you
it.
see it?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
We watched it was a little
Holy
slow. He says cash out. Yeah. Good cash out there. You know, I
Cash
think you're
out.
probably
All right.
safe after your.
Now-
All right, let's cash that
I'm
one
just
out. Let's see what we
saying,
get.
that was a barn run. That was a
And-
barn run. That was a barn run.
Holy shit. What?
Get
Wow.
the fuck out of here.
Oh no. I never would have thought that was a barn
Fuck
run in a million
off.
years.
I knew
All right.
it.
All
I
right.
knew it.
Oh, he still got $800.
I still got. Fuck.
He's got one more run too, right? All right,
Yeah,
Patel.
but now you can't play on easy.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
gotta
God.
you probably gotta switch it up because after the barn run, you're probably not going back to back. But
No. Well, he still made 770 plus 500. So he still got $1,200,
yeah.
and he still got another round.
All right, hey Patel, let us know what you want to do.
Oh,
Look says he's
Hey.
gone back to back once, so it is possible. So you can go back to back on barn runs.
do you want to go what level?
Hard? I don't know the modes. Yeah, all right, let's go hard for him.
Did he say hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the tracks.
Maybe we do like 3 and then check in.
All right. God damn it, Tyler.
Oh, got the buddy on the
Whoa.
first push. That's a good start. All right.
What
Oh,
do we do
okay.
here?
All right. So
We're
you
looking
got.
good.
Oh man, hey Patel, this is a good run.
Yo,
You got
we're looking good here,
570
Patel.
You got 575. Next one's 791.
790 already.
He says, "Let's go." Well,
Let's
so does
go.
that mean
Boom. Boom. Let's go. Oh my God, he's hot. He's hot. He's hot.
all right? You got 790. Next one's
To the
1100.
tracks.
Go
To the
again.
tracks.
Go again.
Boom. Boom. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh my god. All right, hey Patel, you got 1100 and 1580s on the
You
next one.
already made 1200 back.
One more, I think.
I'm hot, dude.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure.
Of course, one more. What is he saying?
His last comment is one more, I think. Yeah, he wants to do it. Yep, go.
Patel, you are awesome. Trust me. You already made $1,200. We're gonna make you like what? Look, the tracks here is 500 grand. I mean, their barn. Okay, $500,000. You gotta believe in something. Look at these numbers here. You gotta believe.
He likes
All
it.
right, let's go. He likes it. I like him. Boom, boom. Yo.
Oh
Yes, yes, yes. This is gonna be the most legendary run we've ever had.
To the tracks. Oh my god. Hey,
Yeah,
Patel.
he said that.
He says to the tracks.
Yes. Yes.
Knock him out.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh, so close.
Oh,
That was close.
oh so
That was
close.
close.
Like
That was
5K.
close.
Oh.
Wait, what's going on? The game just broke.
Oh, hey, Patel broke the game. Maybe he's gonna erupt from the bush.
The game literally just broke. Uh-oh. What is that? Is it my computer that just broke? Or is it the green? Wow. That was crazy. You just broke YEET. Oh yeah, YEET broke. Oh no, my Chrome is broken. Uh-oh. 1 second, boys. My Google Chrome is like completely lagging. All right, I had to shut it down. All right. Well, hey, Patel, congratulations. He made like 1270, something like that.
Yeah, incredible run, A Patel. Thanks for playing. Producer Terry will connect with you after the show here. Get you all settled, man. Whew, what a start to the week. Feels like it's going to be a big week here for our YEET action. Well, folks, I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in to today's show. I want to thank our partners as always. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Till then, go make it a beautiful day.